Australians are obsessed with solar.
Is an absolute phenomenon. We've gone from 0.2% of households in 2007 to 20% now, and that's 2.6 million households.
One of the big selling points of solar is the government incentives that reduce the cost of solar systems and form the basis for the national trade in carbon abatement. When someone installs solar panels, a renewable energy certificate is created, which assumes the panels will produce clean energy for 12 years.
Hi, welcome to Acre Research. Today, we're presenting our research proposal designed for solar, exploring the insights of the solar panel viewed by Australian households, helping management make decisions to increase their market share. Our team members include Najam, Jing, and myself, Lulu. I will be presenting about the industry review and the budgeting. My colleague Jing will be talking about the qualitative research, and Najam will be demonstrating the quantitative research part and the timeline. Australia has the highest uptake of solar panels compared to the rest of the world. Around 29% of homes have installed rooftop solar systems. This means, on average, more than 1 in every 4 households is using their own solar power. The next video is going to show you the installations in different times and states across the country. This number is still rising. According to the Clean Energy Regulator, there were over 2.86 million PV installations till now, with a combined capacity of over 21.4 gigawatts. The benefits of solar panels have been widely recognized. Environmentally, converting sunlight into electricity produces zero greenhouse gas emissions. Financially, excess electricity can be directed into the grid, delivering a feed-in payment, or it can be stored in a rechargeable battery for later use, offering the potential of energy self-sufficiency. Under the Small-Scale Renewable Energy Scheme, eligible systems may be entitled to a Small-Scale Technology Certificate, which then can be sold to recoup a portion of the cost of purchasing and installing the system. However, the adoption of solar panels can be very expensive. The price ranges from $3,000 to $13,000 depending on the size and the brand. Over the past 5 years, government subsidies have underpinned new solar panel installations and supported industry revenue growth. However, such rebates are being reduced every year until they're phased out in 2030. So is the price for electricity sold back to energy companies. Technically, according to the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, there have been more than 1,000 complaints about solar panels every year. Households are complaining about misleading representations about what they're purchasing, the value of what they are getting, and faulty installations from solar companies. Poor installation practices are common. Not many strong brands in the market can be easily trusted. It is full of cheap, unreliable products made by companies that can go out of the business at any time. Now, let me pass it over to Jane.
Now let's come to the qualitative research. Qualitative research is used to understand how people think about and experience the matter. The research approaches tend to be more flexible and focus on retaining rich meanings when interpreting data. The research problem for our solar's case is, in the context that many Australian households are quite familiar with the benefits of solar energy, there are still unclear barriers that hold them back from making the switch. Our research objective is to identify the main barriers preventing Australian households from adopting solar panels, and we'll investigate customers' perceptions and concerns in order to offer suitable marketing solutions to the company and help them to meet customers' expectations. Our research question will be, what are the main barriers that are stopping Australian households from switching to solar energy? The persona of the research population is households living in Sydney who are currently not using solar panels but have considered solar panels in the past. The sample group will be generated from households who inquired about solar panel installation in the past from our solar company but didn't proceed with the installation. The sampling method we use is judgment sampling, which is a non-probability method. We use our solar's existing inquiry list generated from the CRM system to filter out the targeted sample group. This method allows us to utilize the company's expertise to select a representative sample to address the research problem. We'll gain detailed knowledge about why and how people gave up their initial intention to install solar panels. We'll use exploratory research with grounded theory approach to pose questions about the information reviewed in literature to derive deeper explanation from the sample group. For example, a report in 2019 shows that the key barriers for Australian households to take solar panel include economic reasons, home expenses, battery issues, and lack of info. This information will guide us on our research subject. Our data collection method is semi-structured online interview. We'll recruit 30 participants who meet the sample group persona chosen from the company's existing inquiry list. We set up an online Zoom meeting to personally introduce the topic and explain the task. Open-ended questions will be asked through a survey app, SurveyMonkey, and the respondents will be required to write short, descriptive answers. Informants will be given a $50 supermarket gift card upon completion of the interview. Interview questions will include: how do you feel about the cost of solar panel installation? Why did you skip the idea eventually? We will develop the conclusion by systematically analyzing the qualitative data to understand households' opinion and diagnose the key barrier of solar uptake. Now I'll pass to my colleague Najam to introduce our quantitative research.
According to current literature, we have found that cost is still a significant barrier for the adoption of solar panels. For our quantitative research, we want to explore which aspect of financing do people care about most. These aspects include upfront cost, maintenance cost, and the time it takes to break even by selling electricity back to the grid and through savings on the electric bill. Once we have an understanding of that, we want to identify what type of financial incentives will help convince them. So our research objectives are to understand what aspect of rooftop solar panels financing is the biggest barrier to solar panel adoption, and to understand what type of incentives appeal the most to households that are considering the purchase of rooftop solar panels. Our research questions are: which aspect of solar panel financing is the biggest barrier to solar panel adoption, and what type of incentives appeal to households for the adoption of solar panels? Our sample will include 500 respondents in both Greater Sydney and regional New South Wales. They must be homeowners, and they must not have existing solar panels in their homes. The sample selection method will be quota sampling, where a group of 3 surveyors will go together to a suburb or town and collect 50 responses as a group. In each location, the surveyors will go to a local shopping center or a large grocery store, such as Woolworths or Coles, to collect the responses. The responses themselves will be gathered through a questionnaire. 10 different locations will be selected from all around New South Wales, based on our judgment, to ensure that we get a full representation of rural and urban opinions. We will have 2 teams of 3 surveyors each, so 6 in total, and each team will go to 5 locations to shorten the time it'll take to gather all the responses. This is what our expected timeline looks like. The proposal will be submitted on the first week of September. The first month will be dedicated to more background research and preparation for the qualitative research. We will start recruiting the respondents for the qualitative research on the first week of October and conduct the interview on the third week. The following 2 weeks will be for the analysis of the responses and insight generation. The next step, which is the creation of the survey for the quantitative research, will take the second and third week of November, and we can expect to start collecting data on the following week. Data collection will take 3 weeks, and the analysis will take a further 2 weeks. Finally, we will start writing the report on the first week of January, and we expect the report to be finalized and submitted by the first week of February.
This slide will show you the budgeting. The project is estimated to cost $23,875. With a qualitative research, it's going to be $1,875, including the app fee for 5 months and the 30 gift cards for the respondents. The quantitative research will be $22,000, which includes the labor fee for the service and the equipment fee for the iPads. And also, the gift cards would be $10,000 for the 500 respondents. Here's our list of reference. Thank you for watching.